What's going on, guys? Sticks here with the TokenMinorities, bringing you the battle for Week 6 of Season 2 of the APA Academy, and this week we are up against one of my best friends in the entire community in mid, and his Kentucky Torracats. And before I get into the team, just a reminder that if you guys like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button, as it helps us out a ton, and let's just do more cool stuff for you guys. And you guys might be noticing that there is no team builder this week because of, the lack of team builder, but up until this point in the season, I was under the impression that team builders were absolutely required, and I was kind of just like, oh, whatever, I'll just do what I normally did. But then it came to my attention that it wasn't, and especially given the sheer number of people that make playoffs, I was at a pretty significant disadvantage showing my full team off each week. And you know what, that's just me kind of justifying it to myself. Basically, I don't like doing the team builders because it takes a little while to make all the graphics for, and I know that there is a single graphic, so it takes like 10 minutes to make the graphic for, but I mean, still, that's 10 minutes. I'm far too lazy for that, and because I don't have to do the team builder, it's just kind of I can just run through the team, give you guys my thoughts, and then we can jump on into the battle. But anyway, we are up against mid, and quite frankly, I think I said during CPC that my matchup against Volume was my worst matchup that I've ever had in the draft format. Well, that was until this, and quite frankly, I still count the Volume matchup as one of the worst in the entire draft format, because Uber's League is kind of an unleague in my opinion, but that's beside the point. But either way, he has a Mega Mewtwo X who, first of all, was criminally undervalued and underpriced, I should say. Not undervalued, because mid found the value. He really found the value. But it was criminally underpriced. I believe it was 27 or 28. I believe it was 28, but either way, looking at this thing's move pool, trying to prep for this thing in the 20 minutes that I took to prep for it, Mega Mewtwo is absurd. It just has so much coverage on all ends. In my opinion, and in Jolt's opinion as well, we've talked about this, Mega Mewtwo X in particular should not be banned, and quite frankly, I think it is arguably the best mon in the entire draft format, but I'll get into that in a little bit towards the end. But yeah, this is a horrendous Mega Mewtwo matchup. I kind of have stuff, but considering that he easily OHKOs both of my Ubers, I'm kind of relying on a Mesprit to do it, and Mesprit really can't do all that much. The team is going to be a Choppleberry Dialga, a defensive Mega Mawile with, I believe, Rock Slide for the Arcanine, and Hypercutter over Intimidate. This is one of the first times, actually this is the first time that I'm running Mega Maw without Intimidate. I'm running Hypercutter instead because Arcanine should be an obvious switch-in. Running a Trick Room Victini, Trick Room Healing Wish Mesprit, a Darkinium Z Persian, so I'm going for the double healing option with those two. And then I believe I am a sub Extreme Speed Dragon Dance 1000 Arrows Zygarde, because that thing has the opportunity to just go ham against his team. And yeah, really just the whole name of the game is, can I get to Mewtwo before Mewtwo gets to me? Just because Mewtwo does not need that many coverage moves, and with its attacking prowess, yeah, there's just no switching into that thing, so you have to pressure it from the beginning, and if you can't, well, then you're just kind of on the back foot, and things are going to go real bad for you. But yeah, that is the team, so let's just go ahead and hop right on into the battle. And before I forget, as I have done literally every single game this season, I want to give a huge shout out to Danza for recording this game. I remembered and I was like, no, I have to do it. I can't not do it this time. But as you saw from the team preview, I am going to lead off with my Dialga, as I figured I could immediately get up rocks. Nothing immediately threatened me out. The Mewtwo, I could just kind of go for a Trick Room into Draco, as he leads off with his Swampert, and I'm thinking he's probably not going to go for the Earthquake right off the bat. He'll think that I'm going to go into my Mesprit, so he's just probably going to try to get his rocks up. What? Oh, well, I guess something went weird with the recording of the game right there. But yeah, we're just going to trade rocks right there, as I figured that was just kind of the easiest and most simple way to go about things. So yeah, we're both playing with rocks up, and now I'm going to pull the switch into my Mesprit, as it is pretty obvious that he's going to try to go for an Earthquake at this point if he has it, which he does. It kind of just makes sense at this point. And even though I don't have the Energy Ball, I am going to go just straight for the Psychic, or Knockoff rather, try to get rid of whatever this Swampert has, as he does have the Protect, and Mid told me after the game that, yeah, this Swampert was specifically designed for me. As it turns out, he is faster than my Mesprit, so this Swampert actually has a little bit of speed. Granted, my Mesprit is minus speed with 0 IVs, as I do knock off his Rindo Berry, so Mid bringing out the best Swampert set ever, the Rindo Protect Pert, and now that my Mesprit is... Now that my Mesprit is toxic, I'm going to go switch right into my Selena, my Alolan Persian, as I'm figuring he's probably just going to go for a Protect, which he does end up doing, and now I am going to be able to just taunt this thing, prevent it from being able to toxic anything else on my team. And at this point, if I can get up to like a +1 or +2 and get a little chip damage off on the Mewtwo, Zygarde is looking like absolutely primed to sweep, although I do need some damage on his Zygarde as well, as he just goes straight into Arcanine, and figuring that I could get a little damage off on his Swampert as he potentially goes for a Scald or for an Earthquake, I figured that Foul Play was the safest play as he goes into Arcanine, takes a pretty good chunk from Foul Play plus the Stealth Rock as he's down to 50 immediately, but this does show that this Arcanine is bulky as he does have leftovers. And now thinking that, okay, he's seen that my Persian is has Taunt. I know that he's a defensive Arcanine. He's not going to go for the Toxic or the Will-O-Wisp right off the bat, because I mean Taunt would just be super free for me, as I'm just going to Parting Shot into my Zygarde, as he actually does go for the Toxic. So I mean, good on him. He managed to get me right there, but because he did miss, Zygarde is in, Zygarde is now, and I can just try to put a ton of pressure on his team. I'm immediately going to go for the sub, because I don't know, maybe he doesn't predict that. Maybe he thinks that I won't have sub and he can get a Toxic or a Will-O-Wisp off, as he does go into his Zapdos. And this is a great opportunity for my Zygarde. Like, even if this is a more offensive Zapdos, I will not go down at the amount of HP I will be at from an HP Ice, as he does reveal to be a lefty Zapdos as well, so this is even better for me. As now, I'm just going to go straight for the 1,000 arrows. I want to gauge the damage on this Zapdos a little bit. I am faster, and even though I am pretty speedy on this Zygarde, I'm not, like, super fast, so this does show that this Zapdos is bulky, and that damage proves that it is a straight-up defensive set, as he is going to go for the HP Ice. Ends up breaking my sub. That is the best play 100%. But now that the Zapdos is knocked down, I know that I'm going to live the HP Ice, and if anything, the HP Ice is just going to activate Papa Zygarde form, which will be absolutely crucial going forward, especially with the Z Parting Shot plus Healing Wish from my Mesprit. I will be able to very easily get back up to 100%. But yeah, with my Zygarde going for a second Dragon Dance, and I know I just revealed my Mesprit and Persian sets, but either way, kind of defeats the purpose of not doing a team builder, come to think of it. I actually catch him trying to go for the Volt Switch, as I figured, okay, with Zapdos knocked down, a +1 1,000 arrows will be able to knock this thing out, and then I make a misplay right here. Instead of going for another Dragon Dance, just trying to let my Papa form activate, I immediately go for 1,000 arrows, because as you will see, like, this does knock out the Zapdos, so the Zapdos is gone, meaning my rocks are here to stay, but unfortunately, this allows him to just go straight into his Mewtwo, and because I am not +2, then I will not be able to take this thing out. And actually what I should have done was just try to set up on this bold HP Ice Zapdos, because I would be able to live 2 HP Ices, get up to +3, and then be in a really amazing position to take out something else on his team. Like, nothing would like switching in. It would probably force him into his Zygarde, which would give me a much better position to be able to take him on later in the game. Like, I would be able to just go, like, straight into my Persian, get a Parting Shot out, or maybe even a Z Parting Shot, or like a Foul Play and knock off or something, like some sort of damage. But either way, because I did just go for the +1, he is going to be able to go into his Mewtwo, goes for the Ice Punch, I go into my Dialga predicting that, and then I'm going to go immediately for the Trick Room, knowing that I can take any hit, as he does end up going for the Bulk Up, and I'm just like, ah, crap. Well, I have a choice to make. I could go for the Flash Cannon into Draco, or I could just go straight up for the Draco. Now, I did the calc. Unfortunately, a +1 low kick would absolutely demolish me from there, and so instead of going for the Flash Cannon into the Draco, I just go straight for the Draco, and unfortunately he's not going to KO me with Drain Punch, so yeah, because of that Chople Berry, I am going to live that, but now I'm at -2 rather, and yeah, this was just kind of a... I mean, I still stand by the Draco play, as it's what I had to do. Like, if he had low kick, then I would have just gotten, like, minimal damage off on this Mewtwo. Mega Mawile might not have been able to take it out, but yeah, this Mewtwo with Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, and Recover, spoilers, it is going to absolutely truck me from here. Like, there is legitimately nothing I can do. I mean, I can try to pull some switches as he ends up going for a second bulk up. I go for the Draco, and I just need a crit at this point. Like, I have to go for the crit in order to try to take him out. And with the Trick Room ending, I'm like, okay, I have to make a play. I'm going to go straight into my Victini, as his best play is just to recover up and then Drain Punch, as, I mean, it ends up with him at a max amount of HP, as opposed to not having to take a Draco, but he ends up just going for the Drain Punch, as I tried to take advantage of that and go straight into my Victini, which unfortunately completely works out for him. Now, I made that play because I was like, okay, Mid knows that Trick Room is running out. I'm probably just going to try to sack off my Dialga to get an extra Draco Meteor off. And then he can just recover up, be near full, and then have a +2/+2 Mewtwo in front, knocking out my Dialga, and just be able to absolutely wreck me, but that's not what happens. And here I make the play that just kind of cost me the game. So what I'm thinking at this point, so Victini's down because of me predicting him to make a play that would leave him at higher HP, and then Mawile, I did not mean to go Mawile. I was getting ahead of myself. I was like, okay, I can just go Mesprit, Trick Room into Healing Wish into Mawile, but I just kind of jumped in logic, and instead of going Mesprit, because they were right next to each other, I was just like, okay, Mawile. And yeah, Mawile just absolutely drops to a Drain Punch. And yeah, my Dialga actually is not dead yet, as he is going to be able to Ice Punch. I mean, as you can see, I do live that, which, I mean, I knew I did, and I was trying to Trick Room into Healing Wish into my Mawile, or Trick Room into Psychic into my Mawile, so that I would be able to actually get a little bit of damage on this Mewtwo and have a chance to take it out, because Psychic into Play Rough actually had a pretty good shot to knock this Mewtwo out. I mean, then again, if he just tried to recover stall my Trick Room against my Mesprit, then he would have been able to do that, which is exactly what he did right there. So yeah, I mean, there's, like I said, I mean, Mid making the correct plays and not trying to be over aggressive, like literally all he had to do once he got up to +2 was just repeatedly recover until my Trick Room ran out. And so I'm going to go into Dialga, hope for the crit, and just kind of pray. I'm going to go for the Draco. If I don't crit, then I do just lose, as there's like nothing I can do at this point. Like, Drain Punch will be more than enough to take me out, and then between Persian and Zygarde, nothing can take him out in one hit, as he does go for the recover. And I do want to apologize to Mid at this point. Like, I end up dipping right here because, I mean, I'd already had a really crappy day in clinic. Like, it was just kind of one of those days that everything piled on all at once. So I was already in like a pretty crappy mood. And when I saw that he just went for recover, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, I'm not gonna, if he's gonna draw this out, I'm just not gonna play it. I'll just give him the forfeit. Because, I mean, he won. Like, there was no two ways about it. He won that game. But I was just kind of peeved at the whole day and wasn't really feeling like letting my Mons just get absolutely demolished from there by the Mewtwo. So I do apologize to Mid. And back to what I was saying before the game about Mega Mewtwo, that Mon, in my opinion, is the best Mon in a non-primal, non-Arceus Ubers format. Like, I mean, it's pretty close between Marshadow and Yveltal with it, but I mean, first of all, this thing's defenses are 106, I believe. 106, 100, 100. So it literally just has better bulk than Mew. Like, just straight up, it has better bulk than Mew. Its offensive stats, 190, 154, and 130 in speed. Like, at that point, I know 130 is, like, not necessarily what it used to be, per se, but I mean, 130 in draft format is absurd. Like, that's Tapu Koko, and Tapu Koko is pretty much considered like the standard of what is like super fast and what's going to outspeed stuff. And I mean, I know Tapu Koko, so I mean, obviously I'm a little bit biased in that regard. But the fact that you can't just be like, okay, I'm going to load up on physical defense for this Mega Mewtwo. Okay, well then Mega Mewtwo can just attack off of its 154 base special attack and boosting moves on both sides. Like, it's just absolutely absurd. And one of the things that held Mega Mewtwo back a little bit in Ubers was its 4 move slot syndrome. And I'm not trying to say that it is completely resolved in the draft format, but I'm saying it's a lot more, like, it's a lot easier to pick 4 moves on Mega Mewtwo. So I mean, like, quite frankly, if we had this draft and I had first pick, I would pick Mega Mewtwo X, no question. Like, I think that Mon is definitely the best in the entire non-primal, non-Arceus Ubers format, just because of its sheer move pool, its options. Like it can go support, it can go physical, it can go special, and it can go a wall on both sides. Like it can be a stall breaker, it can literally be anything, and it's super easy to support. It's not like it's now resisted to rocks when it mega evolves. It is resisted to knockoff and sucker punch. Like there's just so much going for Mega Mewtwo that it is absolutely insane. I would pick that mon first in basically any draft that I would be in that doesn't involve Arceus and Uber. So yeah, GG to mid. Quite frankly, there wasn't much I could do. Maybe like, I mean, the Mesprit into Mawile was something that I was like thinking about, but at the same time, because mid just immediately went for the recover, and he knew how to stall out Trick Room by just going for recover, and there was no threat to him, there was really nothing I could do at that point. So I mean, yeah, Mega Mewtwo pretty much just 6-0'd me from preview. I did get a kill, so it wasn't a 6-0, but still, good game to mid. And yeah, I mean, that's what I get for making a team in like 20 minutes against a mon that absolutely decimates me. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this body bag. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.